Go. Good morning. It's your girl, Miss Vee, host of the V Mix Radio Show. I am here and I am excited. I have a talented artist. But before I get into my talented artist today, DDM, yay!
What's going on, B? How
Thank
you
you
doing?
so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, my dear.
I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy to have met you.
Oh,
And you told me, yes, I'm coming through. And I'm like, yes!
absolutely. Absolutely.
Congratulations on everything.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Before I get into what I'm congratulating DDM on, I want to say rest in heaven to my high school friend Gerald Brown. Everyone knows him as G Songs. Also, I got word of Trey the Kid. I want to say his name is. So rest in heaven to Trey the Kid as well. If all of you know Gerald or know G, we all know he is hilarious. All he want to do is kick the bobo, have a good time, have a few laughs, crack, pack, whatever you want to call it. That's all G want to do. And it's like so much I can say. I know DDM knows Gerald. I know Diamond K knows Gerald. And all the things that you can say about Gerald, he is family oriented. He is fun, funny. I don't think a person will want to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? So, and I hear a lot, the city, it's the people. It's not the city. You know, we got a beautiful, talented people in this city. We have loving community in this city. And I want people to stop getting it construed. It's the people that's in the city that don't want to, that can't take a joke, that's insensitive, that's epaths. I mean, we were living in a world of people that are so sensitive and so jealous. It's rest in heaven. My condolences go out to his family and his friends. I think everybody is hurt. Every post is about Gerald. I don't know, DDM, if you want to say something about just the city or the people, how I try to separate the two, because it's the people. What do you think?
I think honestly, you got to look at it from so many angles. You have a lot of people here who economically are struggling real bad, and when people are struggling real bad and there's not a lot of resources and outlets, it causes them to do some strange things, and in some cases some very cruel things. It's unfortunate that things had to go down like this, because I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I just know him so well, because I didn't. But I've seen him, around. Of course, Baltimore is a small city, and every interaction I've had with him has been nothing but gracious. So it's very sad, especially to have two deaths, but also too that puts into perspective how much violence and gun violence and deaths play a part in our everyday lives in this city. I think that it's something that as natives we become kind of numb to, and then every now and then a death comes along that really strikes a chord, and I think unfortunately this was one of them. Yeah.
All right, let me get myself together. Shout outs to my last Saturday guest that was here with me. I'm trying to get myself together. I shouldn't even have brought that up. I know, I'm trying to get myself together.
Oh no, it's definitely a lot, and also to just I think we need to focus more on positive energy and positive outlets, and also I think a lot of folks need to learn the value in conflict resolution. Everything is not your ego. We live in a time where in a space where people's egos are so fragile. I mean, look at the social media apps we use. We use Instagram, which is a celebration of vanity. It makes people feel good. And on the internet, you can make yourself appear a certain kind of way any way you want to. But in real life, it's hard to face who you are in real life sometimes for some people. And, from what I understand, and this could be, wrong, but it stems from some kind of joke in a barbershop or something like that, which anybody, especially black men, black boys, you grow up in a barbershop, you know how it works. It should not be a thing at this point. But unfortunately it is. But rest in peace to G, and I send my love and my heart to his children, because he's a young father.
Of two.
You know, and where does that live? Especially for our black boys, it's so important that they have their dads around, and to now have a black male child and black female child as well, but a black male child without his father, that's a lonely desert to walk. Yeah.
Shout outs to last Saturday guest, Only One Theory. I want y'all to get familiar with You, out right now. Tattoo is out right now. Lifestyle is out right now. She is so dope. She will be featured on the V Mix Playlist Volume 2. So stay tuned. She did send me something. So I'm very excited about that. Check her out right now. She's on IG as Only One Theory. And that's only one, number one, and Theory, Theory. She is talented. She's a singer, songwriter, producer. Had a great show. I didn't know that she worked with so many talented people as well, and still so humble. Still so humble. That's so important. So again, shout outs to Only One Theory. Get familiar. She will be on the V-Mix playlist. If you haven't heard Volume 1, it is on the vmix.com right now. DJ Diamond K mixed it, okay? So get familiar with some of the artists that been to the V-Mix radio show. Also, I want to say thank you to my ambassador, Mira's Lighthouse. Get familiar. She is a lash tech. She sells hair, and she has the lash strips. So this is what this is. This is the lash strips. Today I'm wearing amber. I have on amber today. This is Raleigh, and stay tuned. I have something in the store with Mira's Lighthouse as well, okay? But shout out to my girl Mira. She is doing it up, especially prom season. All the beautiful ladies, all her beauties look beautiful in their lashes. So get familiar with Mira's Lighthouse as well. I am the brand ambassador for Mira's Lighthouse. She do have an event coming up in July, so stay tuned for details. And speaking of event, I do have a birthday coming up, and I am doing a birthday in December at DC. On the rooftop, and I need y'all to come through. It is invite only.
Okay.
Okay, because it's a vibe, it's a vibe. Cut it out. Absolutely. Stop it. He know he invited. Yes, and I just want y'all to come and have a good time. It's free. When I say gifts are accepted, I mean in like a little
Absolutely.
a drink. I ain't worried about nothing. I'm good. I'm blessed. I love y'all. I like to have a good time. I like to share with my friends and family. But anyway, enough about me. Okay? I got DDM here, okay? I got beautiful gowns about to drop on July 3rd.
Yes.
Okay? July 6th, I got what's
the
happening?
release show. Soap Powder, the release show.
Okay.
I love it.
Easy Jackson is hosting that.
Easy Jackson, I got
Shout
Easy
out to
Jackson.
Easy.
Easy Jackson and LNG, the host. I wanted a male-female host. They do the hip-hop karaoke at Lamondo. It used to be a motor house, but it's at Lamondo now. And I just love their vibe. And I wanted a male-female combination. We got Tro Nature doing the beats and DJing. Performances by Life and Planets and the Doggy at Metro Gallery. $10 pre-sale. Pre-sale is actually doing good. We just put it up yesterday. And $12 at the door.
Wonderful. How do they do the pre-sale? Is it through your link?
Yes, you can go on any of my social medias at GODDM on Instagram, my Facebook DDM. The link is there also too. It's available on eTix or on the Metro Gallery website.
What does DDM stand for? That was when I tell you, people like DDM coming. Ask him, what do DDM stand for? What do DDM stand for? Before we talking.
Dapper Dan Midas. I like my first rap name when I first started rapping was Midas, but Midas is like so generic. So I had a hard time with that. So then I was like Dapper Dan, because at the time I had lost a lot of weight and I was like really feeling myself. I was like, no, we already have a Dapper Dan in Harlem, so I just mashed them together. It's
I like that.
Yeah, it was just,
say it again one more time.
DDM, Dapper Dan Midas.
Dapper Dan Midas.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
DDM. I like DDM.
Yeah, it's cute,
It's
right?
really
roll
cute.
off the
Go
tongue, it's
DDM,
easy.
and I like that.
You'd be surprised how much that gets butchered.
How? And then the music backs it up so well.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He say, she say, and shit. You know what I'm
.com.
saying? He said, I love that cut.
You
So
like it?
I love it.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk beautiful gowns. So July 3rd is the release of Beautiful Gowns. Is
Yes.
this your first album for the people who don't know? Is this the first album or your first?
I've done like mixtapes in the past, but that was like in the blog era of rap, so a lot of that stuff is lost. But this is my first proper solo outing, and I'm happy for that.
Oh,
I'm happy for that. Yeah.
You have how many cuts? I want to say
13.
Okay.
Yeah, 13 songs. I never believe in it's about 32 minutes running time, but I never believe in super long records, especially on the first outing. And it's a summertime record. This record is very uplifting. It's very positive. It's very fun, and it's very cinematic. And I wanted people, when they pop this in, to get an experience. You know, I wanted them to feel a mood. I wanted it to be like, we're getting ready to go out. Let's throw in DDM's record, or it's a great day outside today. It's really. I'll say this: if I never get to make another body of work again, I am fine that if people go on iTunes or whatever streaming service they have, and they type in DDM and they say, what is this kid DDM about? And they listen to Beautiful Gowns, I'm fine with that. That's how much I love this record.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. But I think people don't understand how long you've been on the scene. Yeah. And you said you have several mixtapes, a few mixtapes, and you said they were a little longer than this album.
Well, kinda, yeah. You know, I'm gonna say this, Vee. Some artists take longer to cook. Sometimes you need some ass and seat time. I think that's something that gets lost on a lot of people today. But I had to wait for several factors. I had to wait for me to artistically develop so that I can express the ideas that I had in my head. Because just because you have all of these great visions and ideas doesn't mean you have the technical savvy to execute them. So I had to wait until my palette and my taste and my knowledge was where it needed to be to execute the records that I'm now executing. You know?
I love the way you put that.
You know, you gotta wait. Also, too, I had to wait for time. When I first came out the closet, back in 2010, it was a different world even then. I mean, you had Gaga and all them out, but you know, that's kind of like for black gay men. It's not. We don't live by the same metrics and rules as our white counterparts. That's just the bottom line. That's something that I try to explain to black people a lot. We are still black, and we get reminded of it. So I had to wait for time. And when you look at 2010 and 2019, we're in two totally different times now. Yes, there are still things that need to be tweaked and things that are being worked on, but now, like I was telling you before the show, like I go to some gay events, I don't feel like I'm gay enough for the gay people now. You know, if I'm gonna be 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain times I go places, and one thing I can say is this:
you have a big following. That's one thing you can say.
Well,
people love you.
I'm thankful for that, and I'm glad that some people have followed me through every incarnation of me as a human being. And believe it or not, I've always been a very shy person, and like I was saying, sometimes I can read as a little cold or icy, and it's not really that, but it's a lot to have to wait for time to, you gotta do your background time, and even now I still gotta do background time. I'm writing for a few folks now.
You enjoy writing though, right?
I do like writing.
Writer, producer, rapper. Tell us something we don't know about you.
I mean, I do the Secretary of Shade readings, the politics and things like that.
On
but
Facebook Live.
Facebook Live.
It started with Omarosa, right?
Yeah, it started with Omarosa.
Omarosa.
And I put them on my YouTube, Secretary of Shade YouTube. We got about almost 13,000 subscribers now, so we're doing pretty good with that. But I mean,
you love writing.
I love writing. I love the art of making music, and I love performance.
Okay.
I'm a performer. Unfortunately, I'm not the guy that can post a picture on Instagram and get all of these likes. I'm a personality brand. I don't think I'm ugly, but I know I ain't the prettiest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate it.
Yes, so can I do this? I'm sorry.
But I'm not the guy that, can just sit in. That's not me. I'm a personality brand. So the more I engage with people, and that's something you have to learn too as an artist. Absolutely. You have to learn everybody's path and everybody's way of making it or getting some kind of traction is not going to be the same.
Absolutely.
There are people, and sometimes the people that you like or that you would like to model your career after are not the people that you should be modeling your career after. Very true. Because though you may like them, who you are does not fit what they did to be successful. You may have to end up looking at somebody totally different.
But you're into politics.
Absolutely.
You're into politics.
Absolutely.
So so how are you feeling? We're gonna go back to we're gonna close out with beautiful.
Oh, absolutely.
We're gonna talk about beautiful accounts. But what is your stance right now with the? It's just a lot of things going on that they don't even talk about as far as politics.
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as a lot of people. I want to say. You correct me if I'm wrong. China, Russia, someone's geared up already, ready for us.
Oh, well, every country's ready for it.
Yeah, so, and I was like, is it like happening right now? They said the same thing a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm dealing with politics right now. I used to be very political charged on WFBR AM because that was, like you said, that was the host for that. That station had a lot of people that was into politics, that was into Trump. So I was into it heavy, but recently I just feel like it's the same. I feel like the Democrats are the same as the Republicans, and it's kind of like orchestrated, like it's set up. Like I'm not feeling like I'm a Democrat and we should just vote and voting matter. I do feel like it does matter because they wouldn't take it from you. But I'm a little confused about politics right now, DDM. Where do you stand?
I feel like a lot of what you brought up is very valid. I think the Democratic Party has a lot of work to do. And that's just the bottom line. One thing, and people side-eye me sometimes when I say this, but one thing I respect about the Republican Party is that they have a point of view. Right, wrong, or indifferent, they stick together.
Sure.
The issue with the Democratic Party, and we're going to see this as we enter into the July debates, because July is when we have our first debates. So all of these people who were friends last year are now going to be ripping each other apart on a debate stage on CNN or Fox News or wherever the debate is going to be held. I think that with the Democratic Party, it's so fractured. I just feel like we need something new. And when I say something new, our current voting system, maps, the electoral college, all of that stuff is severely outdated, and it doesn't really reflect the current country that we live in now.
What's going on now?
You know, I think it's outdated. And even when you look at the electoral map, if you notice, a lot of the big votes are in the South and the Midwest. I always tell people, and this is a saying that I heard, I believe it was on a VH1 music documentary, New York and LA think they run the world.
They really do.
The Midwest and the South run this country. And I think that's a lesson that a lot of people learned in the 2016 election.
With Trump. Absolutely.
You know, a lot of people, you know, are seeing, oh, this can't be right. And in a country, you're right, the person who gets the most votes should be the winner. But this isn't something that just changed or just happened now. The Electoral College has always been a thing.
Always.
It's just that we got a candidate that is so extreme and so damaging, not only to our way of living in the country, but how we look on the world stage. That is where I'm most concerned. Because inside, it's, you know the saying your mom give you, we're going in this house, stay in this house. When you start taking what's in the house and you taking it on the world stage, then you start damaging things and relationships that we really need. I think that the best thing you can do is to stay informed as you can, and also to your local governments. That will impact, because it's certain,
you have to vote
for certain laws and things like that. And even when you think about, you know, we're in Baltimore City, V. For those of you who don't know, hi everybody on live too. But in Baltimore City, the percentage of people who actually go out and vote in our mayor's elections, it's not high. It's not a true reflection of everybody that's living here. And I think also too, in a city like this, people get disenfranchised. They stop caring. I think what happened. People do
not care. They are. Trump just broke it off on Barack. Had everyone. Not to say he was the perfect president, but Barack had their attention. I don't know if it was that connect. He connected on some kind of level with everyone. Yeah. But.
Well, he really didn't.
He didn't.
And here's why. Because if he did, we wouldn't have had the, I want to say, backlash, uprising, whatever you want to call it, that we had in this 2016 election.
With the Hillary.
Well, when I say that, meaning the way that people voted,
okay,
and how they voted in certain places, you had very educated, smart people who voted for Trump. You know, who are now regretting that decision.
I know publicly. They should be. Hello.
You know,
hello. So you go on every Tuesday and do the cabinet meetings Wednesday?
My schedule's a little volatile now because I'm working on the record and things like that. But usually we do like a Tuesday, Thursday, or Sunday. Okay. Sundays are starting to become more consistent with me because that's my day of rest.
You get to chill. Me too. My Sundays is my day of chill too.
Plus everybody's home on Sunday and on Facebook Live. You know, a lot of the people that watch my readings at Secretary Shade, they're mothers. They're parents. They're working class people, and you got to meet them where they're at. And I love a big piece of my supporters are black women, and
we love you.
I love you guys so much. But black women make up. When we looked at the analytics, because you know everything has analytics
Absolutely.
now. When we looked at the analytics on like my YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, 80%. Hey
girls, we love him, don't we?
Of my demographic is black women.
Did you want to tell them thank you?
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, sisters. Thank y'all. Shout out to Darlene Foy. She lives in New Jersey. She came all the way down from New Jersey to see my holiday show. She's coming down for this show. Shout out to the people who live out of state, who buy tickets and know they can't come, but just support. I appreciate y'all.
That is so cool. So you've been on the scene over 10 years. Yeah. So you've been on the Baltimore scene, of course. Yeah. You've been traveling. I know you have been on a tour too.
Yeah.
Tell us, what do you feel about the state of the DMV and outside of the DMV? What do we need to work on, and what do you think we got in the bag?
I think actually this is a great time. I think
Renaissance thing going on right now. It's like a little small Renaissance right now.
You know, I think it's a great time. I think the internet has leveled the playing field a little bit. Okay. When you look at some of the bigger names, the Rico Nasties of the world, you know, President Davos doing his thing, you know, all of these people. Shy Glizzy kind of kicked off the internet revolution. Gold Link, Grammy nominated, you know. When you look at all of these people, I think it's a testament that things are changing. Here in Baltimore City, the one thing I would say is, and this is a lesson I had to learn myself, Baltimoreans, we are very honest people. It's a blue-collar town. We're very direct. You know where we stand with you. True. If we love you, you know it. True. If we don't fuck with you, you know it. If we on the fence, you know it. Okay?
True.
I think that if I could give one jewel or one gem to, because I think DC artists are better at this. If I could give one jewel or gem to any Baltimore artist from the things that I've seen, is you don't have to lie. You don't have to be phony. Sometimes just don't say nothing. We're very vocal people.
I can agree with you on that.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, and I think because we're so true, we're true people. When you look at Monique, she's a true Baltimorean.
Yes, she is.
And a lot of the stuff that she's saying has come to fruition. It has been, and she's not wrong at all.
She wasn't, never.
At all.
She never was wrong.
But sometimes the messaging, it's not the message, it's the messenger. And the world, and especially in the entertainment industry, do not like a strong, hard messenger like that. They want it soft. It's got to be a soft landing. And we are a very direct group of people. And I had to learn that myself, that you're not betraying yourself by just not saying anything. You do betray yourself if you be phony and you vacate your core values. But sometimes you ain't got to tell a person they trash. They can smell themselves. They already know they stink. You know, I don't have to tell you you're shitty. You already know.
So I think I'm going with you. You're saying Baltimore is a little just too harsh.
It's not harsh. They're a little bit too real. This is the show business. Okay? Hollywood, glamour. We're selling you an image. We're selling you an idea. We're selling you a lifestyle. Beautiful gowns. And we gotta learn that something. Baltimore is a reality city. The show business is not real.
Oh, that's why it's so hard for it to go for us.
Yeah,
Like
it's not real. It's not real. Even I tell artists all the time, when you go to these mixers, you're performing. Even if you may not be on the stage singing your song, but when you're talking to these folks, you're performing. Everybody's performing.
This is a performance.
You know what I'm
Miss
saying?
Vee.
And when you think about it in that respect, you will be able to deal a lot better. You know, some people, like when you go to Los Angeles feels
Why
a certain
haven't you
kind of
ever
way.
relocated?
It's not my kind of town.
You never relocated though. You've been here. A lot of people like, all right, I'm gonna hit LA. A lot, even PRs, they eventually, you know, even model coaches eventually relocate. Like model, why haven't you ever relocated?
Because I wasn't ready.
You're open to relocating?
I'm open. I'm ready now. But 10 years ago, I'm gonna be the one thing too, artists, you gotta be honest with yourself. If I'd have left 10 years ago, I'd have left and came back in shambles. I didn't know who I was. I had to learn that. If you can't master yourself here, and I'm not saying stay here, because some people, everybody's situation, like I said, is different.
Absolutely.
But I know for me, when I go out into that jungle, I got to know who I am. And I'd rather learn who I am at home and then go and excel in those arenas than learn who I am somewhere else where I ain't got, I done got crushed, you know? But I'm ready now. I'm actually very ready now.
So what got you into rapping? What was your inspiration? Was it you working with Vibe for a little bit as a photographer?
Well,
did that come after?
I didn't work directly with Vibe. Me and Max, we shot
Sorry.
some. No, you're fine. We shot for Vibe. I was a photographer's assistant. We shot for Vibe, XXL assistant, a couple of magazines. I got placements in there. But from a rap perspective, I always tell this story, and it's like whatever. But I honestly always wanted to be an entertainer. I didn't know what conduit it was going to go through. And then one day I saw Kim coming down the escalator, and that's when I realized I wanted to be a rapper. Yep.
You was in New York.
No, I was at home. I was going to Falstaff Middle School in Northwest Baltimore. And when I was in middle school, they had this show called Channel 1. And they would, they watch the news. Lisa Lane started on Channel 1. And somehow the cable feed had came through on the TV, and the No Time video came up. And
okay, that's what. Oh, you watched the video? Yeah, okay, I'm being
goofy. No Time video
okay.
came up. And then I remember in school, they had dubbed that tape. We dubbed the hell out of that hardcore tape. And I listened to it, and I always like female rappers. I'm not really a fan of them now, because as I've grown as a man and as an artist,
Cardi B, no?
No.
No little Kim?
I don't, they're not my preferred listening at this point. My palette now, I don't even really listen to a lot of rap now, but in general, no, female, male, whatever. It's just not. It's not what my main palette is. I'm listening.
You mentioned Rico Nasty. You like her?
I like what she offers.
Okay.
I like the energy.
You get more into the energy with people.
The energy, lyrical content matters, but I like a point of view, and I like a point of view that I haven't seen before. The way that she is fusing goth, punk, hard rock, rap, and high fashion is very, very interesting to me. That's a fresh point of view. Bitch has been selling pussy for the last 25 years. That is not new.
I'm not that big on Cardi, so I'm with you on this conversation right now, okay? I am totally with you. I'm not even big on Nicki, none of them, but...
I not to say that...
I'm really laughing.
Not to say that I haven't nothing against any of these girls. I think
it's
I really like.
I get the artist perspective right now. We're having a conversation about you've been in the game
but
for a while.
in hip hop, V, it's hard to have an artist. In hip hop is the only genre to me where you run the risk of being called a hater or having to deal with real life static because I didn't like somebody's album.
Really put it in.
It's so hard, and that's why if you look at a lot of the music journalists for rap, a lot of them tend to be very introverted, not in the scene as far as out in like they not in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard when you are actually in the streets or when you're in the environments to say, I like you as a person. I like your personality. I like what you offer. I just don't think your body of work was strong this time around. You can't say that to rappers because they, for some reason, take an artistic critique as a personal one.
Is it like the thing where anybody do say, I'm sensitive about my shit, I'm an artist?
You can be sensitive.
But it's extreme.
But with hip-hop... And it's come from the street, so that's what it is. But in
have you ever wrote for any hip hop artists?
I've written like hooks and things like that. Okay. But you just talking on. You're not just talking on a record. But for me, you should be able to write the verses. So
if you feel like if you're a hip hop artist, you do supposed to be able to write.
You should be able to write the shit you say. Especially if the shit whack. If it's whack and then I find out,
I agree with you, D.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. They should be able to.
You should. That's 1 + 1 = 2, V.
So we know 1 + 1. Y'all better go on July the 3rd. 7 + 1. Damn. 7 + 3. What the fuck I just say? Y'all better let me bring y'all ass download, stream, all of that. Okay, Beautiful Gowns. We about to get into Beautiful Gowns. What we should do is go on a commercial break, play Beautiful Gowns, and we're gonna get into, not Beautiful Gowns. We're gonna play He Say She Say, because I don't think you sent me. I gotta wait. We're gonna wait. He's strategic about. You should have saw that little cute eyes. He was like, "Yeah, I told you, no, July 3rd. You ain't getting it. You ain't getting it, girl. You better download it and buy it."
No, I'm just
only playing. I think we're gonna go on a commercial break.
Okay.
I think we're gonna go get into He Say She Say, and you're gonna talk about it and. Real quick, you wrote this song, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
You have who produced it?
This guy, and he's from Philadelphia. He lives in Los Angeles now. His producer name goes by the name of That Big Dude with Glasses.
I like that. Is he big with glasses?
He's a big dude with glasses.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He produced the record. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So, this is the first release from Beautiful Gowns.
Yeah.
Alright, so go ahead, introduce it real quick.
It says He Say, She Say off of my upcoming project, Beautiful Gowns. It's the first single. The video is actually coming out this week, so make sure you check it out.
34. I ain't giving him the whole 36. Yeah, we gonna spend all that money, blow all that.
Hey! I'm gonna tell you, I like... When we did the production on these records,
ladies first. It's your Miss Vee, host of the V Mix radio show. We just finished listening to He Said, She Said, He Said, She. Okay, that is on Beautiful Gowns. It's going to be released on July the 3rd. Mm-hmm. Okay, all platforms.
All platforms.
All platforms.
All of them.
All of them. Okay.
All of them.
But let's talk about Beautiful Gowns. Let's get into Beautiful Gowns. This is your official release. 13 tracks.
Yes.
Your hands is all in it. You are all in it, from
Absolutely.
production to music videos, everything. Give me something for this. Was it a process? How long have you had the songs? Have these songs been sitting, waiting, like you've been like strategically, like I want this song for that? Like, have the songs all came out at once?
Well, actually, Beautiful Gowns, it's been a road to this coming out. I actually did a whole nother project called Soundtrack to a Shopping Mall. That was
so creative.
You know, that was based on consumer culture and where we are as a society now. Unfortunately, that record didn't come out, which was heartbreaking to me. I did a release show for it and everything at Soundstage. It was a lot. It cost me a lot of money. I paid a lot of money for that. For those of you who don't know, DDM finances everything. I'm blessed to be able to work hard and finance all of this stuff. And so it didn't come out. And it was heartbreaking, and that's when I started doing the Secretary of Shade readings. And then this guy, Uncle Rusty, who produced this song, Supernova, is one of the first songs I recorded for this project. He sent me some beats. And I started tinkering away at them. And then one record became two became four. And then I was like, I've got something here. Even though this is 13 tracks being released, I recorded about 35 records for Beautiful Gowns. I always record more. Rule of thumb, record as much as you can so that you can get the best possible product. And I recorded a batch of records with Uncle Rusty. Then that big dude with glasses, who I had known for years, we started working, because he lives in Los Angeles, we started working via FaceTime. And he sent me a demo of a record, a beat. I was like, I love this. It was actually Pull Up, which is the second single. So he produced the first and the second single. And I just loved the beat. I loved it. And that was the first record of his that I recorded for this session. And then we started communicating through FaceTime, and he ended up doing probably 6 or 7 out of the 13. So he did about half of the project.
Y'all had a connection, vibe or something.
Yeah, it was
a vibe or something. Y'all was riding the same wave or thunder, y'all call it.
Almost the entire first half of the project is his. And I had a record, this guy, Balagon, who's a DJ here, as well, in like the art scene. He does like, DJs mostly dance, disco, things like that. He sent me a few records. I recorded a batch of records and demos with him, and he ended up, his record that made it was this record called Dress to the Nines or Nines. Forever 21, my engineer, actually, Ryan Escalopio, that's more of a soft rock, Phil Collins, and the Lauper kind of.
I want to hear it just because you named it Forever 21. Like, I want to hear all these right now. Holy Ann. Who's Holy Ann? She's
Holly Ann.
Holly,
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Sorry. Shout out to Holly.
Holly
is not only just a beautiful person, a beautiful inside and out, but very talented pianist and vocalist. And for a lot of my pop records, she just has a tone that works well with me and works well with what I do. And when we come together, it just works really well for the record. So she ended up being on 2 records. DK the Punisher did one of those records called Till Midnight. He did Till Midnight, which is one of, that record is pure pop, pure, everything you love about 80s John Hughes films. Paul Hudson, who I was in a band, Bond Street District, he did this song called Hold Me Down, which actually I like a lot. And Headphones did Close, which honestly is the record that means the most. I actually posted a snippet of it. Yeah, Karan did the vocals. He came in, knocked it out as a champ. I love singers. So people who made this record, and like, I'm not calling my homegirl that can hold a tune. I need a singer.
A singer.
I need.
You want somebody that can
right.
sing.
I need
so you stand with Lil
harmonies.
Mo when she was like, these singers nowadays, there's something. I want them to, sing.
Well, I think Lil Mo is from a certain class of singer. Mm-hmm. That class of singer isn't really in the forefront right now. I miss that class of singer. A lot of the records we're getting now, it sounds like a machine. Coco was right with that. It's very mechanical. Everybody sounds like Minnie Mouse. And, I would appreciate, and I'm not saying everybody got to be paid the bell.
No, right. It's a vibe.
I would appreciate a little balance,
I like music. Like, certain music put me in the mood. Certain music is healing. It's a vibe. Like, she say it's a vibe. Okay.
Thank you.
It's this, I don't know. I like everything.
Yeah.
But I totally come from the era that people sang.
Yeah. And
people were real, and the talent was important. Way important than the likes.
Yeah.
Way important than the views. Like, the talent was always important in the era we came. Well, I would say I came. I'm 30.
Yeah.
I'll be 35.
Yeah, it's 35.
I know. I was gonna be like,
yes, you look great though. It's not giving 35.
That's not
at all.
It's not.
It's not.
Oh, I like when you said it.
Yeah,
it's not giving. I'm not giving 35.
She's
okay.
well preserved.
Okay.
She's
fine as wine. All right.
She's well preserved. That's not giving 35 at all.
Thank you. Chopped.
Oh, Chop. Debbie Glasses did it. That song, I think that's probably another one of those lyrical, DDM cussing you out songs. Basically, talk shit and get chopped. Chopped is a term they use in ballroom community that I kind of repurposed for my own moment. It's this record has this record is very melodic. It's very positive, like I said, and it has some great drums on this record. The drums on this record records are very good too.
Fly on the Wall.
Fly on the Wall. Jesus. Oh, that Big D with Glasses did that too. So Fly on the Wall is an interesting record. I think a lot of LGBT Q people will really appreciate that record, and not in the way that you think. Fly on the Wall, the sound of it is very I want to say that trap R&B sound that's really in right now. But the concept of the record, the song is about, I know you saying you live for me and you my friend and all this stuff and yes and all of that. But what do you say when I'm not around? What do you say when you go home to your husband or when you go to your son? I started off the first line of the verse is like, you saying yes, bitch, but is that real though? Would you say the same shit if it was your son though? And I based that whole song is about, that perspective. Yeah. And
how
also,
do you really feel about me if I'm not
right? Right. They love the show. You go to a drag brunch. I know you love to go to a drag brunch.
I went to one. I loved it.
Right.
I loved it.
But I think my thing in making that song was, yes, we are entertainers, but I'm not here for your entertainment. I'm a person. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like, the same way you love, I love too. The same way you hurt, I hurt too. I go through difficulties, and I just would like a real friend, somebody who's my friend, not just because, I'm performing, and not just because I'm giving you life. I want a real friend. Yeah, that song is a big one.
And why do you think they feel like you really still feel like because we in a different era, you're not gay enough? Do you still feel like that now?
I do.
Now?
Not in this song. Here's the thing. And I have to.
Fly on the Wall made me bring that back up. Yeah. Sorry.
I have to.
Let's elaborate, because we didn't really, because I was splotchy at first.
Even when I go to book now, you see how I'm dressed now. I got on a pair of Air Maxes, some shorts. My nails is done. They always gonna be done.
Mine's not. Do not tell nobody. I always get my nails done. I don't.
But I like nice things. I like bright colors. I like flashy things. But I'm not going to be something that I'm not. And that go both ways. That go for straight folks and that go for gay folks. I'm not going to be this over the top extreme, person that I am not. yes, I have a big personality and I say a lot of things, but I'm the type of performer, this is what I'm going to wear. I'm going to give you costumes, but it's going to be, I like the masculine side of myself.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And it's not to overcompensate for anything, because it took me a long time, V. It took me a real long time to really come to grips, understand, be comfortable, and live in the person that I am. It took me a long time. This is who I am. I like the masculine side of myself. Yes, the feminine spectrum of myself. Yes, I like to get my nails done. Not this, you know, but I like both things. But I'm not going to abandon. I'm from West Baltimore City.
West Baltimore,
okay,
gotta give you that
what
for that. Don't
like,
in the building.
There's a certain, like I tell people all the time, it's a certain respect I'm going to always have for hustlers. Mm-hmm. It's a certain love I'm going to have for Mondawmin. I to this day still.
I just went up walking from Douglas, going to get to a little chicken spot, getting some chitterlings.
Like, it's
you know,
certain things, right? It's certain things that is just in me. I'm not abandoning that because they're hanging the gay flag from the state building. If you can't accept that everybody has their own look, you know, I rant aggressively. And I'm not going to be
he say, she say.
That's not who I am.
Say.
You know what I'm saying? And not that there's anything wrong with that, because I love those girls
too.
No,
me too. Right,
but that's not DDM.
It's a balance. It's a mix of things. It's moderation. Like, I think people forget that it doesn't have to. You don't have to choose. I think people want you to choose. You got to be in this box. Oh, the V mix don't fit right here. Why does everybody want to make you fit in a box? Why I can't be the V mix?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But beautiful gowns, though. Why you name it beautiful gowns?
Well, it was actually because that's what Aretha Franklin would say when she shaded people that can't sing without being mean. Like, she always said, I just believe they asked her one time, she was like, she's like, what do you think about Adele or whoever? She was like, beautiful gowns. Great gowns. So that initially started it. But then as I delved into the process of Supernova, that's probably a mixture of like sounds of blackness and house and things like that, very uplifting and positive. But as I dug deeper into the concept of beautiful gowns is what it means to be a black queer person in the hood, in the city, in America today. Ooh. You understand what I'm saying? It is a beautiful gown. It is totally not. It is complicated. It is full. It is luxury, but it takes time. You understand what I'm saying? It's a garment. It's not throwaway. It take a lot to go into that dress. It take a lot to present the person that you see in front of you. That gown represents so much more than just a piece of fabric. And that's where that concept came from.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're so dope.
You're
so dope. So you got Hooray, Chop. He's Pull Up.
Yeah, Pull Up. Pull Up. That's going to be the second single.
Is it like a beat? It give you he say she say vibe? Is it give you up?
No. The one thing about this record, it's definitely an up.
Okay.
The one thing about this record is it blends very well, but it's not the same song. It's not the song and then a song with the snare and then a song with the intro and then it's the song again.
All the Drake songs sound alike.
Like it's not like that. Pull Up is very upbeat. It's a dancer.
Okay.
It's a dance floor.
So that's why you releasing it on July 4th weekend. Week, I should say.
Yeah.
Is that what?
Yeah.
Strategic. Oh, you my kind of guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Pull Up is very upbeat, and it's basically you know, I heard you was talking a lot of trash. I know you feel some kind of way. Pull up.
You see me like I gave the hands. My bad. I didn't put the hands on me. Yeah, but I'm giving it. I'm giving it. Boy. Right. Oh, this been so much fun. So. Beautiful Gowns come out July the 3rd. July the 6th is the release for people who you want to do a performance this.
Oh, it's full show.
Full show.
If you've never been to a DDM full show, and you will get the experience. This year's theme is the laundromat. That's why I call the party soap powder. Soap powder,
Oh my
large
goodness,
cleaners thing, you know. But this time, like last when we did soundtrack to Shop Mall, I built the mall facade. This year we're doing a laundromat. So the theme, we come into the venue, everything is laundry themed. We got a specialty drink and things like that. In the performance, I do full production. So I got my dancers, my dance captain Rovo has been working with the guys, my drummers.
Outfit changes.
Started rehearsals.
You doing any outfit changes?
Oh, outfit just standard. We gotta do about 2 to 3 garments.
So what you do to get prepared to write? What you do to get prepared to perform? Like what's your essentials? What do you do?
I'm actually very low maintenance.
Okay.
Believe it or not. I don't need candles and you gotta turn the lights off and it's gotta be this whole thing. If you can sing, you can sing.
Okay.
Okay. For me, I do like M&Ms. So like before
With
performance, peanut M&Ms.
Okay.
For performance DDM, I'll say I don't eat any solid foods the day of a show. It's
like
all
that.
liquid.
I'm like that. Before I got a host, I can't eat much. Yeah. I need to go in there, knock it out, and then I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. Let's order the whole, let's go and eat.
Yeah.
That's me. I can't eat much.
That's how I do it. I don't eat a lot of solid foods. I try to, whenever it's a big show, like my release show, when there's a lot going on, I try to get a lot of sleep. The day of a show for me is typically, I'm going to have some kind of yelling moment at least once or twice.
Okay. He's like,
that's going to happen.
Moment, B.
Somebody's going to get fired before the close of the event. Because when people come to see you, and this is something that I got to express to people, even though this ticket, the gate for this ticket is what, $10 pre-sale, $12 at the door, so this is a lower tier ticket. But when people spend their money to come see you, you need to give them something to see. And if it's not together, you can't. Whether they paid $5, they paid to come see you. It's got to be together. And when people come out to see me, one thing I can. They may say a lot of things about DDM, but they can never say that it wasn't together. They come in, you have an experience, you have a good time, always give back, always give something away. Somebody leaving with some coins or something.
That's what's up.
I've always been like that, and I always like to curate an experience that you're not seeing every day. That's just me.
Oh. Who would you work with that you haven't?
On a national level?
Local, national, all of that.
It's this girl from South Africa, Shoma Josie. I love what she's doing. The fusion of traditional African customs from the country that she's from in Africa, because Africa is not a country, people, it's a continent with several countries in it. But I love that. I love what she's doing. It's like this fun mix of vibrant, bright colors, but like she'll wear like traditional African garb with like Air Maxes and like braids.
So
like and our music is very upbeat. It's very dance. It could go right now in any club in America.
Why is it important to be an entrepreneur?
That's the only way you're gonna get the creative. I didn't start being able to create what I want and have all these ideas until I had my own money and I could finance it myself. You want to do the fun stuff, you got to have some money. Bottom line. And you got to own it. Because the minute you go and you get loans, you belong to somebody else.
Say that. Say it again.
The minute you go and get loans, you belong to somebody else.
Who is DDM? Tell us who is DDM. Beautiful gowns. Drop your contact information. Why they need to cop this on July 3rd?
This record is 100% me. If you know me in real life or even just in this broadcast, when you listen to this record, you'll be like, that's how. It's me fully realized on record. I think DDM is not one thing. DDM is very three-dimensional. DDM is fun. DDM is introspective. DDM is a father with no kids, but I'm a father. DDM is .com.
Okay.
I love my cat.
What's your
Taco
cat
Bell.
name?
Taco
Bell.
Taco. I love you, baby.
I'm sorry, I stalked you.
Nah,
I
love my cat. But no, beautiful gowns, and it's a fun and it's positive.
Hot Sweet. Did we talk about Hot Sweet?
Hope Sweet.
Hope
Yeah, that's
Sweet.
an interlude.
Okay. It's an interlude. Okay,
yeah,
right. Okay.
Being,
88.5?
88.5. That's a skit, radio skit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You was lit.
Yeah.
In the game 10 years, Vibe was someone you just stopped through, you left. Tell us about your photography real quick, and then we can...
I work with this guy, Max Millie, who's a dear friend of mine, still to this day.
Did it help your vision?
Oh, absolutely. I think that whole art house era, working with Max and his brother Mo and all the artists involved, helped me understand how to sell myself. It helped me understand how I should look on camera, what works for me, what creatives to go with. I got the benefit of going to art school without having to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Anything you need to say about the scene, anything you want to say, because we got to close. The boss came to shut this down.
I would say this. Make sure you do follow me on Instagram at GODDM, Facebook, DDM, Twitter, Uncle Lulu at Uncle Lulu with a K. But I will say this to the scene: please talk to each other, love each other, and don't be afraid to be honest with yourselves, and at the same time to not be so hard on each other. You know, it's just music. It's just music.
And tickets is 12 at the door, July the 6th. What's the address?
1700 North Charles at Metro Gallery. You can't miss it. It's across from Penn Station. For those of you familiar with the area, you can find the tickets on the metrogallery.net, or the ticket link is on my Instagram that you should have followed by now, and you can get it there.
Go DDM, okay? IG is go DDM. He say, she say it's out right now. There's no gender specifics out here, okay? All of you can get it. Second one, all right, only playing. I'm just really excited. I'm really proud of him. I finally got to have, so it was a good conversation. You gotta come back.
Absolutely.
You really gotta come back. But I want y'all to support all platforms on July the 3rd. Beautiful Gowns is out. You will get to know a lot about yourself listening to this album, some more stuff. He's creative. I mean, everybody was like, DDM, come, he's talented, I mean, everybody told me how talented you was. Shout out to Greenspan. Shout out to everybody on the scene doing that thing. Entrepreneurs, come on, we got this. It's not a hard thing. I just love being creative. I love being creative. I love talking about the ups and the downs. It's not easy. The V makes fun everything too. So it's not easy. It could become personable for me because I do fun some stuff myself. I be like, all that stuff. But keep going, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Keep going. It's timing. You talked about that a lot. Timing, being strategic. Your girl V, the V Mix. I will be here next Saturday with the Entrepreneur of the Month, Miss Sonia. 24, she does relaxation rubs, so we're going to get into her business. Shout out to the House of Diamonds. So every month I do an entrepreneur that we feature from the House of Diamonds, so get familiar with the House of Diamonds. Get familiar with Mirror's Lighthouse. Stay tuned for volume 2 of the V-Mix playlist with artists that have been on my show. Also, my birthday is coming up. Also, again, June the 15th, Entrepreneur of the Month. Shout out to DJ Diamond K. He mixed the first playlist. Shout out to DDM. Beautiful Gowns. She said, and we out. Diamond K like, come on, bitch. I love you, Diamond.